Hello group. Today's lesson I am going to do with pencil and paper, or pen and paper, so you can see it. Just so you can see how I like to take notes, and anything I write down, you should write down. So let's start with today's date. Hopefully you know it. I'm not going to tell you. I'm sure it was up there already. And the title for today is we have to talk about comparing numbers and order of operations, which I'm sure is review, but we need to start somewhere. So comparing numbers and order of operations. All right, so let's do one thing at a time. And let's start with comparing. So what do I mean by comparing? Well, if one number is greater than the other one, we need to have a symbol to show that. And I think you probably know them. I want you to memorize which is which. So I'm going to start with the greater than symbol. So this is greater than. Now I don't want you to guess. I want you to know by reading the symbol. So read the symbol just like a word. So from left to right, I read the word greater. From left to right, I read the symbol. Notice I see the bigger part first on the left, so that's the greater than symbol. When you flip it, you see the smaller part first, that's the less than symbol. All right, so I want you to memorize those. Obviously, you know the equal to symbol. And then, does anyone know what that is called? When you put a slash through the equal, that's called not equal to. And then there's some combos. So if I take the greater than symbol and put a line underneath it, that's a combo of greater than and equal to. So that could be greater than or equal to. Now you wouldn't really use that comparing two different numbers because you wouldn't say 3 is greater than or equal to 2. No, it's greater than 2. So when would you use this? You would use this if you had a variable, like x for example. So if I said x is greater than or equal to 2, you could say, well then what could x be? X could actually equal to, or anything greater, 2.1, 3, 17, 25. So when you use one of these symbols, an inequality as they call them, you actually have a lot of options if you have a variable, okay? So then obviously we could flip it and we could have a less than or equal to. All right, so these are all the symbols I'm talking about when I say comparing numbers. Okay, so I think you guys that makes sense. I just really want you to memorize which is which. I don't want you to guess. I don't want you to say the alligator's mouth is eating the bigger number. That's fine, it works, but I want you to memorize which is which. Okay? All right, now before we use them, let's just make sure we all understand the next part, the order of operations. So order, it's perfectly named. The order in which you perform the operations. What are the operations in math? They're adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So there's a certain order so that we all get the same answer, which I love. We get the same answer here as they do in Canada, as they do in Italy, all because of order of operations. All right, so what is the order? And I'm going to write it a certain way. So first is P for parentheses, then E for exponents, and now I'm going to write M and D on the same level. And I'm going to say this is multiplying or dividing whichever one you see left to right. What does that mean? Let's do a mini example here. So if it was 4 times 2 divided by 2. This case, you would actually do the multiplication first because these are the same level. So you would do 4 times 2 is 8, and you get 4. If I switched things around. If the problem was 4 divided by 2 times 2, in this case I would actually divide first because these are the same level, but I see the division first when I'm reading left to right. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. All right, so just make sure you're in the right order. Actually, this example, I think you'd be okay, but there are times where it does not work out if you go in the wrong order. All right, and then the last one, same thing. Adding or subtracting is on the same level with the same idea, left to right. So there's your PEMDAS. That's probably what was in your head, but hopefully you stack it like this. Multiplying and dividing are the same level. Adding and subtracting are the same level. All right, so let's try an example. All right, so go with me here. 7 times 8 minus 6 plus 3 times the quantity, 2 plus 4, times 7. All right, so 7 times 8 minus 6 plus 3 times the quantity 2 plus 4 times 7. Yikes, where are we supposed to start? We're supposed to start with parentheses. So I'm actually going to copy everything else. 2 plus 4 is 6. And go from there. Now I've got multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. So you're supposed to go left to right. So 7 times 8, 56, we can do that. We really could do this one too. 3 times 6, 18. Now be careful, we have to do this multiplication next. So 56 minus 6, 18 times 7, 126. And then adding and subtracting are the same level, but I see subtracting first, so we'll do this first. 56 minus 6 is 50. And I'm getting 176. That's actually a crucial step right there. If you did the 6 plus 126, that gets you, I think, messed up there, yeah. All right, good. Let's try another one. We'll just do a couple more. And then I'll pause and maybe see how we're doing here. 2. 18 minus 8 all over 2 plus 7 times 3. Okay, I want to talk about this. This is a division bar. When you have a bunch of things either on the top or the bottom, this division bar kind of works like parentheses. It's almost as if that's there, and if there was more stuff down here, that's there. So you really have to solve the top first, solve if there's anything on the bottom, and then use the division. So that's kind of a combo thing, that division bar. So 18 minus 8 is kind of like the parentheses, 10 over 2. We could do this 7 times 3. And now technically we have division and addition. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 plus 21, 26, and there you go. All right, so that division bar does show up in your homework a little bit. All right, and now let's do one last big problem here. And this is what a lot of your homework looks like. You're gonna have to use order of operations to solve, and then they're gonna want you to compare your answers. Let me show you what I mean. So here's the problem. It's a big one. So I'm gonna put brackets here. 4 times the quantity, 3 plus 8, minus 10, and close that bracket, minus 8 plus 2 to the 3rd power. Ooh, we'll have to talk about. Then they're going to put a big box. Okay, and then on the other side, there's going to be some more math. Love it. 4 times 3 plus 8 minus 10 times 2 plus 3 squared. Oof, love this. Okay, so what they want you to do is solve this side on its own, solve the right side on its own, and then in the box put either a greater than, a less than, or an equal to symbol in the box. All right, that'll be the directions. Okay, so let's tackle this. We've got parentheses inside parentheses. So do the innermost ones first. So 3 plus 8 is 11. We could do this exponent. Oh man, do you know what an exponent does? It's not 2 times 3. It's 2 times itself 3 times. So 2 times 2 is 4 times another 2. That's actually 8. All right, let's keep going here. We got to worry about these parentheses. So inside these parentheses, we've got 4 times 11 is 44 minus 10. Now, technically, I haven't used those parentheses yet. So I'm going to keep them going. You keep them going until you use them. Okay, now I'm going to use them because I'm going to do what's inside here. So 44 minus 10, 34. Copy this stuff down, and then be careful. I know you're thinking, you know, PEMDAS, but subtraction is coming first here. I'm going to do that first. 34 minus 8 is 26 plus the 8, and we got back to 34. That makes sense. Okay, so this side's 34. We have to solve the right-hand side and then figure out what goes in that box. All right, so 4 times 3 is 12. 10 times 2 is 20. Now, is it okay I did the multiplying before the exponent? Yes, in this case, because it was separated here. So sometimes you can do multiple things at once. 3 to the second, not 6. 3 to the second means 3 times 3. That's 9. All right, so 20 minus 20 plus 9. That's 0 plus 9. This side's 9. So we've got 34 and 9. So now we know this side's greater than 9. Okay, so that is what I'll be looking for. I'll close off the lesson now and we can talk about, you know, how to tackle your homework assignment. All right, thanks.